Imagine that your muscles would grow easily if they were perfectly trained. But for many of us, training muscles is not easy and we usually don't get that results. But what if I tell you that there are some rules following which you can speed up your muscle growth in several times? Hi friends, I'm Ibra. In this video we'll talk about training. So watch this video until the end, subscribe to my channel if you're still not subscribed, click on the bell and let's go. The number one principle that must be understood: muscles will never grow without training. Some people have the idea that if you start taking some supplements or some hormones, your muscles will start to grow by themselves. Of course not. Absolutely not. It always happens only with the help of training. All other supplements can only help you a little bit in this, but the basis is always training. What is the mechanism of muscle growth in general? Every time we train, we get micro traumas. In fact, training is quite painful. But we don't feel pain because we get a surge of endorphins. Endorphin is a natural painkiller, so when we train we feel good and we feel a certain boost of energy. This happens because endorphin not only suppresses muscle pain but also affects our mood. We feel better and more awake, but after each workout our muscles get mild microtraumas, and when these microtraumas heal, the damaged muscle fiber gets a little bigger. That is, it's an adaptation to cope in the future with a greater load. Respectively, the bigger the muscle, the more nutrients it can contain and the stronger it is. And of course we can train both for muscle mass and for endurance and strength. When we train on mass, we do the so-called pumping. We do 8 to 12 repetitions, pumping up the muscles by working on the mass. When we do strength training, we do less repetitions, that is up to 6, so we don't gain weight as much as strength. While if we do endurance training, we probably don't do barbell and dumbbells, and we do swimming, running, cycling, and so on. There are 3 basic ways to train muscles for mass, for strength, and for endurance. And in this video, I will touch on all 3 ways and it will be useful if you are engaged in sports. For any of these purposes, muscle growth occurs only at increase of intensity of training. Very many people make such mistake. They choose any program and work on it a certain set of exercise which they do a certain number of times with the same weight. And so from training to training, every time. Certainly at first any beginner will see good results, but what will be further? And further results will stop. It's generally principle number 1. Muscles grow only when you raise intensity. And how to raise the intensity? There are several ways. The first way to raise the intensity is to increase the number of reps. If you lift one weight 10 times, then if you lift it 12 times, you raise the intensity. The second way to understand the intensity is to increase the weight itself. That is, if you lift a lot of weight 10 times, then you have also increased the intensity. And the third way to increase the intensity is to reduce the time to rest. That is, if you for example did 10 pull-ups, then rested 3 minutes and pulled again 10 times, the next time you can try to rest less. For example, 2.5 minutes and try to pull up as many times. So the number 1 principle is intensity. It can be raised either by the number of repetitions or by increasing the weight or by reducing the rest time between sets. The next thing to pay attention to is nutrition. Because if we don't introduce any collectives into our nutrition, then the process of gaining muscle or increasing our strength will be under great question. If we want to get bigger and stronger, then we need to eat more than we ate before. Any intense workout increases our need for nutrients, and it also increases our need for micronutrients, that is, in vitamins and minerals. And we will need to eat more protein. But here, of course, don't need to reach fantasism. There is no need to increase our calories at times, no need to drink a lot of liquid protein, no need to eat a lot of supplements. A day should eat at least 400 grams of fruits and vegetables. This is the minimum. The next principle is recovery. After any training, it's necessary to recover. The full recovery of muscles occurs in 2 days. There is no point in training if the muscles have not recovered. Moreover, if you train intensively, then every 2 months you should take a 1-2 weeks rest. Completely give up training for this period, because overtraining is a very big problem and many people exercise non-stop, without breaks, without rest, and after a few months they accumulate tremendous overtraining and wonder why their results don't grow. Okay, that was the basic advice, but what are some non-obvious techniques you can use to make your muscles grow faster? The first of these methods is cardio training. Yes, if you want to build muscle mass, then adding cardio training is very desirable. Thus, you become healthier, your vascular system improves, and the delivery of nutrients to your muscles too, and organs you improve, your hormones, and overall healthier body. So if you train for muscle mass, then add cardio at least 2-3 times a week, at least half an hour. In addition, this will help burn subcutaneous fat, which will also have a pleasant cosmetic effect. The next technique that will make your muscles grow is hardening. Exposure to cold, and the best way here is a contrast shower, when you alternate a warm shower with a cold one. But here you have to be careful because if you overcool too much you can just get sick, so you should start gradually. Of course, don't pour a lot of cold water at once and gradually reduce the temperature. Using a contrast shower, you significantly improve the capitalization of your body, and also your parasympathetic nervous system strengthens. Your muscles really start to grow faster. So what is the best way to harden yourself? Do the following. First, you take a warm shower for 1 minute, then for about 30-40 seconds, you take a cold shower, but not the most icy. At first, don't take the most icy water. Gradually reduce the temperature. Then again take warm water. Then again cool water, again warm, and again cool. That is, you do 3 times warm and 3 times cool. Then rub your body with a towel. This is the optimal scheme for a contrast shower. In addition to muscle growth, the contrast shower will also strengthen your immunity and health and well-being in general. The next way to improve muscle growth is a massage, and generally speaking, this is one of the best toning agents. Massage is very good at improving the metabolic processes in your muscles, and of course, it's very good at stimulating blood circulation. Ideally, have a masseur who will massage your whole body, but I'm well aware that most of us probably don't have such an opportunity, so you can use self-massage, that is to massage the muscles that you can massage yourself. The main principle is not to do any harm. Never massage the joints and spine. You can only massage the muscles and circulation motion. So friends, write in the comments below, do you work out? And for what? For strength or for muscle mass or for endurance? Write in the comments, it will be very interesting for me to read. And also you can watch my other video where I talk about main mistakes in training. You can watch it too. And if you like this video, then press like button and see you on my other videos.